Hello and welcome to Movie Mandates. I'm Kelly,
And I'm Andrew.
and this is the show where my brother and I force each other to watch a movie based on a specific monthly theme. It is January, it is Mea Culpa month, which means that we are going to repick a movie that we feel we failed you on over the last year and a half, I guess. Last time we watched Brother's pick of Dog Day Afternoon to make up for his disaster film month of May, and I have picked Pie to make up for my Independence Day movie Igby Goes Down that I chose in July. So before I tell you if I did a good job atoning for my sins, Brother gets to challenge me in a little segment we call Trivial Trivia.
So typically when we do trivial trivia, um, we'll base it on our trivial trivia questions are generally inspired by the movie we've been mandated to watch.
Right.
That is not the case this week.
It's not a
in,
math quiz.
no, it's name pie out to so many places or something. Yeah, I 3.14. That's as far as I go. I don't know any further than that.
All you need.
But I'm actually basing it more on basing it on last episode's movie, Dog Day Afternoon. Um, I could say one word, a one-word quote from Dog Day Afternoon, and that's Attica.
Right.
And you and many other film fans would know exactly what movie I'm talking about, just with a one word quote. So, your trivial trivia challenge this week is to give me 5 one word quotes that I can that are not actually the title of the movie, like Ghostbusters.
Okay.
That doesn't count.
Okay.
So, you're going to say the one word quote and I'm going to name the movie.
Okay, so one immediately pops into my head, and then the other ones aren't coming as quickly. But the first one is, and I've never seen the movie, so I can't do a good impression, but it's Adrian!
Rocky.
Yay! I got one.
I have only ever seen Rocky. I've never seen any of the. I've seen parts of 2 and 3 and 4. I don't think I've seen. Yeah, I've seen parts of 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I've seen the trailers for the rest of them. I've only ever seen the first movie, and it's great. So I've seen all the Rambo movies though.
I have seen Creed, and
Oh,
it is
okay.
great. And I haven't seen 2 or 3, and I really want to. But I will say that after watching Creed and not having seen Rocky, I hear that it's quite similar, which makes me feel like I'd love Rocky. So there you go. Okay, I have a second one.
All right.
And it's in the same vein because it is. I laugh at myself because I'm an idiot. Stella. We just are gonna yell women's names.
Streetcar Named Desire.
It is though.
I if I'm not it's Brando. If I'm
It
not
is.
mistaken, I think the quote is "Hey Stella," but I'll give you that one. Close enough. I'm not actually sure. I'd have to go back and watch, but I think it's "Hey Stella." I think
I
it's
don't
"Hey
know.
Stella," but I'll give you that one. It's fine.
All right.
Everyone knows the. I mean, I guess it could be a 2-line thing, and I just gave you the one word out of the 2 words.
I mean, you guessed it.
Yeah, I got it right. So, Streetcar Named Desire.
Okay, so we might. I'm going to pretend it's hyphenated
Okay.
because it's not a female name. So I have to. All right. Baby Ruth.
Goonies.
Hey, it's one word, right? Hyphenated? It's not. It's two.
Um,
Sorry.
I think it's 2, but I don't know. I'd actually have to. You think about your next movie, and I'll see
Okay.
if Baby Ruth is for the candy bar is one word or not.
And then,
No, it's 2 words, but whatever.
Okay, let's think. How many was that? Three?
That was three.
Um, because like my other
Yeah,
one
you'll
from
you'll think of a million of them
the
later.
minute it's
It's
over.
that's why I limited it to five because I was saying 10 minutes. I'm like, oh no, no, no. When you put someone on, when we're put on the spot, it's
I
like you freeze
know,
up. It's like,
right?
oh God, I can't think of any. So
It's dumb. Um, there because there's things that are so iconic, but they're like three words ish or
mm-hmm.
something. Um,
Like, no, I am your
well,
father. Yeah.
there's two hellos that I think of that are very iconic.
Hello, gorgeous.
There are three
Three.
hellos that I can think of that are very iconic.
which Streisand movie is that from?
I
Hello,
believe
gorgeous.
it is um the one that she's on the Don't Rain on My Parade. Funny Girl, right?
Is it
Yeah, Funny
Funny
Girl.
Girl? Okay.
I'm like, what is the name of that movie? Yes, it is Funny Girl. There's also Hello Clarice, which we know, and then
Which is
my favorite.
sorry, it's funny
Oh no,
because the line is delivered. It's very understated. It's like, hello, gorgeous. But every person I ever hear trying to is like, hello,
hello
gorgeous.
gorgeous, and it's
I'm
not.
like,
It's
it's not from the
hello gorgeous.
Animaniacs.
It's
You know, hello,
very.
nurse. It's just
She
hello,
is
gorgeous.
very.
Yeah.
She has
Anyway.
her distinct accent when she
Oh,
says it.
sure.
Okay, so my favorite hello is hello, Norman. And no, it's not Psycho. Norman. It's not Psycho though. And I'm so
What is that
because
for?
my
I,
Snagglepuss is delightful, but all of my
mm,
other impressions are terrible.
wonderful.
It's City Snick Slickers. City Slickers.
Yeah,
The
okay, the cat, the little cow.
cow.
There's a lot of great lines. I don't know if there's any good one word lines in that movie, but there's a lot of good. I saw City Slickers in the theater.
Oh my.
A crap bigger than you.
Yeah, I mean
Jack Palance.
there's so many things in
Hello.
that.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
if I heard a clip of Billy Crystal going hello,
Yeah.
I would have picked
Hello.
it up,
Yeah.
but yeah.
He's definitely okay. And then we have one more.
I think you're still got two more.
Oh, because I was faking the hellos.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, mm-hmm. Oh God. Do you know? Have I said the ones that, well, obviously, because you said five. So have you got five? Like, could
Yeah.
you personally think of five?
I would probably struggle if you put me on the spot, but since I've
Sure.
had time to think about
Right.
it, yeah.
Give me give me one. And let me see if I can
Um,
guess. Because I did do three. Let me see if I can guess your two because I'm just drawing blanks.
Sanctuary.
Oh, the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Hmm?
That's a good one. Sanctuary. Oh, that is good. Um, oh, I like to just make up rules to your game. That's kind of what.
Sure.
So I'm going to say it's one word, but I don't know if it's spoken. It's written on a sign and it says union.
Union. Uh, nope,
And it's
not.
held up by Sally Field.
I don't know.
It's Norma Ray. When she unionizes everybody. The whole thing is about a union, and I think they
Oh,
might even
well,
chant it.
haven't seen it, so
Me
that might be
neither,
why.
but it's very famous.
The one I was thinking about is the single word obey, as written, and that's from They Live,
Oh,
when
that's
he's
right. I
seeing
could
the
see it, but I was like,
subliminal
where did I
messages.
see
Yeah.
this? Yes, obey. I remember that. Is there God, there's got to be some movie like with hypnosis that there's like a one word like there's
Think
just
of a young child around like 7 or 8, who says a single word repeatedly, and he seems to be somewhat possessed, a la the little girl in Poltergeist. They're here. There's
right.
something affecting her, but this is a young boy. and he seems to be
red rum.
Red rum. There you go. Yep, The Shining.
That is very true.
That's what I was going for.
Yep. I'm like, crazy children. There's sadly a whole lot of them.
All right,
that's really that's a good one. I like this question.
Let's see.
There's Oh, well, you could also do
very, very, very old movie that's definitely on the AFI list.
Rosebud. Jesus.
Citizen Kane, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you say the word and I identify the movie from a single word
What about oh, I just had it too. It was Hannah Montana. It wasn't Rosebud, but now I'm on that. It'll come back to me, friend. I'm going to interrupt us talking about pie when I go, oh, remember that one word that I was thinking of? What was it? Because I was thinking about what was the one before Rosebud? Red Rum.
The Shining.
Yeah, it was there was the red one from The Shining. And then that brought me to, because I was still thinking of no, I was thinking of Carrie for some reason, but there's no just one word. There's a lot of
I mean, they do say her name a lot, but I did stipulate that it can't be the title.
Yeah. Oh gosh, there's a lot of those that I was like, well, the title is said like often, and I remember what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. Crap. I actually don't think I know what he says. But isn't there a war cry from Mel Gibson in Braveheart? Is it freedom? Is it just freedom?
Yeah. I would. Yeah. I would. That one's difficult. You really have to go for kind of an impression of freedom,
and you have to like have if you had half of your face painted blue, that would help too.
Yeah, that
you got to sell that one.
Yeah, more. That's one of the ones I had pre-thought of, so I would have picked that one up. It's a word that may not mean what you think it means.
MILF.
What?
I know what that word means, but like maybe it doesn't. Which if I said MILF, it should be.
You keep using that word.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't. Inconceivable. I don't know.
Inconceivable. Yeah, Princess Bride.
I'm playing in my own head right now. Yes, I didn't think that your hint was like as good as it was. And I mean that sincerely. And that I'm just like, ooh, that's a cryptic. No, not cryptic at all. It does not think what you think it means.
You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. Inconceivable.
Oh my gosh. It's so good though. We have language over here that if you say burlap, it's from The Simpsons. Because so we just run like if you burp, you say burlap.
You actually just reminded me of another one, which I bet you'll get. Miak.
Oh my God, Ernest Scares Stupid. Yeah. I bet you didn't think I could find it this time of year.
Eat Miak and die. M-I-blank-K. Miak.
Oh my gosh. That there are few memories that I have of points in movies that have just set me over the edge in laughter that you basically have to rewind. That was one of them. Another one that like immediately comes to mind is Robin Hood Men in Tights. So many times. Like when he was saying goodbye and ciao and all of those, I don't know what it is. They're just things about Cary Elwes. He went from funny to hot, which is also what Anthony Michael Hall did. So good on them. So that was actually very fun. Right. I liked that very much.
Is it time for pie?
Yes.
You see, I was thinking about I should go to the store and get a slice of pie. And then when I ask if it's time for pie, I pick up pie and I start eating pie. And I was like, I don't really want to drive a 6 mile round trip to Vaughn's just to get a slice of pie and for a joke that's really not funny.
That
So
you'd have to be watching the YouTube to get. And then if you're
yeah,
just listening to us in podcast form, you just hear this.
yeah, yeah.
No, I'm
I
kidding. You wouldn't.
I didn't need anything else at the store, so I'm like,
So I will start by saying I totally made up for myself. I am very, very happy. I feel like I have redeemed myself. Your face is telling me that maybe you think Igby was better because I'm very happy.
yeah,
I will go
I
there.
think I think you're gonna need to redo your mea culpa because I think this may be my least favorite movie of any we've watched on this entire show. I thought it was awful. Like almost nothing redeeming about it at all. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts. So
This is going to be the
tell
best
us about
episode
a
ever.
movie which is an excellent 85-minute demonstration of why you should not stare at the sun for extended periods of time when you're 6 years old, or
Yes,
really ever. I'm pretty sure that's the moral of the movie. Don't stare at the sun or you'll end up like this guy.
that's definitely not the moral I got. The moral I got is that we're all run by aliens and this is a simulation and ignorance is bliss. That is what
Okay,
I
well,
got.
I mean, I was being facetious, but that's certainly not what I got out of it.
So let's first off, let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is 80, no, 98, not 89, right? 98.
Sounds right.
Darren Aronofsky's first outing. And it was very exciting to watch because from that standpoint, knowing his film work now, you can see the beginnings of where he was going. And it's really interesting to have watched that progression kind of backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Like the taking of the medication is very reminiscent of Requiem for a Dream. And there's just things that,
Oh, and brilliant touches too, especially since
yes,
every subsequent insert shot of him dumping pills into his hand, there's one more pill
more pill each
in
time. It's more
each
and
time. The
more
first
each
one is
time.
one pill, then two
Yep,
pills, and then it's like six pills by the end of the film. I'm like,
absolutely.
so let me say something. Even though I did not enjoy this film at all, let me say that I did actually find it fascinating watching a what I didn't know if it was his first film, but I was like, this is definitely one of his first, if not first.
Right.
Working with clearly a very limited budget, probably time also, and I found the craft um, fascinating and admirable. The film is presented from the protagonist's perspective. Um,
Say that three times fast.
Protagonist perspective, yeah,
Presented
with
from the protagonist perspective.
presented from the protagonist's perspective. Um, Without being a we're not seeing through the eyes of the protagonist, like,
Correct.
it's not shot in first person, but it's definitely his point of view, his perception.
Yes.
It's shot in a way to communicate to the viewer what this guy sees and feels and hears and experiences,
Yes.
whether it's true or not.
Right.
And the filmmaker, especially because Aronofsky is clearly trying things and working within some incredible budgetary and resource constraints.
Constraints. Yeah.
And I find that really fascinating. And I will say that the movie absolutely succeeds at what it's attempting to do. And I'll always, which is, presenting the protagonist's point of view in all of in all the ways I just enumerated, and it complete success at that. And I always admire someone when they solidly achieve their goal, even if their goal don't do nothing for me.
Yeah. Even if you were like, you know what, Pollock, good on you. Not my cup of tea, but it's what you were going for, and I applaud you for doing
Yeah.
it. um No, so yes, I enjoyed the technical aspects, as you say, and I think everything you said is actually very well articulated in both how you said it and how he delivered. And I thought it was very interesting because one of my least favorite movies of all time is Eraserhead. And
Lynch, right?
yes,
Yeah,
and you
I
could
have
really
not
feel a
seen
lot
that
of
one. Don't bother.
don't like there are
Yeah,
things
I've seen a couple Lynch's films, and I've genuinely like what's the Mulholland Drive?
Drive, yeah, Mulholland Drive.
I don't hate it, but I'm like, wow, this movie just sucks. It does nothing for me. And I know people that love
Love
that
it.
movie, and I like some weird stuff, but I watched Mulholland Drive. I'm like, I don't get what anyone likes about like Twin Peaks? Twin
Yes.
Peaks. I don't like, but I at least get what other people like in it. Mulholland Drive, I have no idea.
Yeah. No, I don't either, but I don't it doesn't create such a visceral reaction the way that Eraserhead does.
Hmm.
But but I could tell I had a conversation with Jeremy about this earlier today, is that I could see where he was getting influenced by that. There was a lot of like Eraserhead type
Oh,
uh
Aronofsky?
yeah.
Yeah.
But the way that I see that, I'm like, if that I was talking about it earlier and I thought, if you are that kind of director and that's how you would have to at that point be taking from Lynch, whether or not you enjoy his oeuvre or not. At that point, like, he was doing it. He
Mm-hmm.
was making those weird sort of psychedelic, psychological, what's real, what isn't type of movies. And I feel like,
Oh,
but the
pardon.
good thing about it is that I have also noticed that as
I
Mr.
like you know
Aronofsky,
what? I like Cronenberg better now. He's more what's
I do
real,
like
what's going on
Cronenberg.
with the
Yeah,
body rather than with the mind.
yeah,
But there
yeah.
so
Did
that's
what
my
was
taste. So.
Cronenberg's most recent one? I saw that one. It was
Oh,
I forget what it's called. Viggo
Jesus.
Mortensen was in
I
it. Leah, French last name, hottest woman who's walked the planet, is in it.
yeah, yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
fairly recent. I can't remember the name of it.
But I saw it and it really is a very Cronenberg thing. And you watch it the whole time and you're like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And like the book 1984, you get to the very, very end and you're like, oh God, that guy's brilliant. It
Aha!
sucks.
I get it
I'm
now.
I'm so upset at how brilliant that actually is. Like,
Mm.
that's the fact that I didn't see it makes me pissed at myself, and bravo, sir. But so back to Pi. So yeah, direction gorgeous. It was awesome to see where he has gone because I think he has lost any of that, like, whatever he learned from Lynch, he's turned it into his own, which makes me
Hmm.
happy. Our lead character, Max, is that
Oh,
his
I'm
name?
sorry. Let me interject one more thing.
Oh yeah.
The movie, like Brick Primer, sorry, Primer.
Primer.
Like Primer, this film does a solid job of communicating mathematical concepts like pi or the golden ratio or the Fibonacci sequence, things like that, that people have probably heard the name, but they don't really know what that is. They'd have to go to
Right.
Wikipedia and look it up. The movie does a nice job of communicating things like numerology to the lay clear enough that you get enough information about it to be able to follow the story.
Right. Right. And as someone who
Not an
loves
easy
math,
thing to do.
no, no. And I was very excited by it. So, as someone who does know math and loves math, and every so often I'm like, man, I just need a whole lot of money to go back to school so I can get a doctorate in mathematics. Um, but that is for the Kelly that is in another universe, right? Parallel Kelly is mathematician, which is fine. So, anyways, Max is our protagonist who looked at the sun as a 6-year-old boy. And we know this because throughout the movie, he reminds you that he does it through a series of what could be like, I don't want to call it like a verbal, a log diary, like a verbal diary, video diary. What are those called? Vlog.
It's an internal monologue
It
or a
is an internal, but
diary,
he says
like a
personal
diary
note. It
entry.
is like a diary. Yeah.
Yeah.
So whether or not it's just in his
He
head if he's
doesn't
ever
seem
writing
to.
it down.
It seems to be more mental note. I don't
Mental
think there are
note.
any shots of him actually
He's
writing
not.
or typing anything down.
He's not. I think it all is in, and he's very specifically, um, he has a lot of compulsions. This is a kid who's not fully well, but he looked into the sun at his six as a 6 year old, and he looked in the sun because his mother told him not to. And as most children will do, is like, well, I'll show you. Like that whole you sit too close to TV, your eyes will cross. Well, I'll show you it doesn't happen. And it never happens. So a 6 year old is like, well, I'll show you nothing will happen. Apparently, our protagonist, Max, went blind for a while. And didn't he, like, he had some sort of, we didn't ever think I'd speak again. We didn't ever think I'd see again. And then all of a sudden, the light kind of came back in. And it's very, they play a lot, they being Darren and the director of photography, play a lot with the contrast of light and dark, and like they oversaturate a lot. So it's a very
also
interesting.
important to point out black and white film, so
Yes.
it gives them the opportunity to really exemplify the contrast.
Yes,
when they're doing that,
if you will.
Yeah.
Yes. So they're really leaning into that, and he says as he goes that this experience in looking into the sun, when he finally regained his, sight and composure and all of, smell or whatever, all of the faculties, that there was something else there. There was something added. And now he can't see the world in any way other than mathematically. And so then the story goes along that he meets the gorgeous Ben Shankman, who plays a rabbi. Ben Shankman's a Broadway star, so I don't know if you, that's how I know him. Yeah. So Ben Shankman, the beautiful rabbi, comes in and starts talking about the Torah and how the Torah is also a mathematical equation. And then there's this journalist woman. Her character confuses me.
They are represented. They work.
She's
for
representative.
Wall Street.
Yeah,
because it's not like the FBI or the government. Right. It's Wall Street. They're trying to.
They're trying to get insider information from him and play.
Our handsome Jew guy. He wants to. What was he in, by the way? Anything I'd know?
Angels in America.
Well, no. Okay.
So I'm sure other things I could find out while we're looking, but that one's like the topical one.
He's like, there's the code in the Torah reveals the ridiculously long name of God, which is an important thing to know. I mean, you're going to pray and have conversations. It'd be nice to know what the person's name is, right?
It's like the whole Rumpelstiltskin thing,
right? Exactly. Wait, are they trying to make God go away? is that what's...
Wait a second, wrong analogy, Eisen.
God keeps stealing my babies.
I mean,
only the
have you read any of those famous texts? I'm just saying.
So and then the Wall Street lady and her minions want the code so that they can crack the stock exchange and make
a lot of money.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So he's being hounded by these people who want his help in cracking this code of something, either to make money or to bring the Jews to what they were promised, and this and that and the other thing.
I think kick off the Messianic age or something like that.
Yes, that's what it is. And so our friend Max is just going in this downward spiral, which is very mathematical, by the way. And they talk all about the golden ratio and spirals, and they really do a great job with the math. As someone who knows the math, and I know you do too, you just don't protest as much as I do because I worked in mathematics for the last 4 years, so it just makes me happy.
That's right, yeah.
So it just makes me very happy. And now I'm in literacy, and let me tell you, I'm not as good. But I know you know it too, and it is quite fascinating. And it is also one of the reasons why I personally enjoy mathematics, especially as an adult, because it truly is crazy similarities and coincidences out there. However, just like all good, thoughtful people will tell you, whatever hypothesis you have, you could probably find the backup for it. So if you truly believe the
If
old
you're
man,
looking for a pattern, you're going
if
to
you're
find
looking
it.
for a pattern, you're going to find it.
Which is what his math mentor, Sal, I
Yes.
think his name, actor you've seen in a million different things. I don't even know the dude's name, but you'd know him if you saw him.
Everyone knows this song. So it just
he's
in the
this.
movie,
He's in Ace Ventura. He's in
oh my
everything.
gosh, that's right. He truly
Ventura.
is in everything. And I think, yeah, he's a pretty. He was on screen. I'm like, and his presence is so great.
Yeah.
His voice is so gravelly.
Yeah. He's like you take this too far and you end up getting stuck in numerology, which is bullshit. It can be entertaining, and numerology is like astrology. It can be fun, as just a neat fun thing to do, but please do not take it seriously because there's no truth to any of it.
Yeah. But
hey, isn't it neat that this and this and this all lines up? Yes, it's neat. It's a coincidence. It's all it is. It's like, look at this spiral. If I draw the spiral over this picture, that means no, you just drew a spiral over a picture. It doesn't even actually line up. No, look, yeah, where the lines intersect is where the lines intersect because that's where you drew the damn thing.
What is that?
You want a good spiral thing? Go check out Junji Ito's Uzumaki. It's a horror manga about spirals.
Okay.
Are
spirals evil?
They're like representative of evil. It's about a town that everyone thinks is weird, but no one can seem to actually leave, and people go crazy and they like see spirals and everything. It's a horror manga. It's kind of like Tales from the Crypt, just with like a very specific theme. It's really weird. It's one of those just weird and unsettling ones.
Very interesting.
Anyway, just seeing the getting obsessed with spirals kind of reminded me of that work. Has absolutely nothing to do with this movie. That's not where it goes. But
well, it's really funny because in one of our meetings this week, we had a whole discussion about spirals and the calming nature of spirals. And as a teacher, what you should do is, and I'm just like, what's happening? It's all, see, coincidence. If you're looking for them, they will be there. But Max is going downhill. He can't, in his interpretation, again, as brother said, it is his reality. It's not reality
necessarily, but it's
his reality.
Yes.
So it's very
how
heightened.
He is. Yes.
It's very, he truly, I mean, he has several locks on his door. He is a paranoid man.
It's how he's experiencing reality.
So, and he he does lobotomize himself.
Yeah.
And you see it coming because he has the whole sketches and that anatomy book, and he starts like picking at his head and shaving, and so it's something that is coming, and you're just like, no.
You know what? The shorn head actually suits that dude really well. He looks great bald.
So first off, he's not a great actor. I don't know.
He's good enough.
He works for this because he's just awkward enough to work for this. I don't know who he is. I don't know if he did anything. I don't know if he was a friend. I don't know if it was something. Who knows? You're right. It was good enough.
Yeah, his mentor, the guy we've seen in everything, he's like the only solid character actor in the film. Everyone else was perfectly serviceable.
Right. But for me,
don't want to poo-poo the performance. He did fine.
He did. I mean, there's a lot about the directing. There were moments that I was like, okay, I don't need that moment. I mean, there's like everything. You don't.
Aronofsky was definitely. I mean, I imagine while he had little time, little resources, little budget, he probably also did not have any if much at all, oversight, which allowed him to.
That's probably true.
push up right up to the line and occasionally trip over and go, that's where the line is. And yeah, I agree. There are some moments in the film where I'm like, didn't quite work the way I think you were hoping, but it's definitely that was other than a moral treatise on staring at the sun, it's also a let's figure out how to make movies kind of a film.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, I thought that it was very interesting to watch this film and realize that it was and this is my take, of course. Like I watch it and I'm like, this is from 98. When was The Matrix, by the way? When was the first Matrix?
99, I think.
It was 99. Because I saw this and I'm like, this is really when that whole
I'll double check.
I think you are right though, but like it's like this is really when the whole computer thing.
Yeah, 99.
The whole you know, AI, like there's more to it than that. Like there was a lot of that going on in the air. And it was so interesting because I find it has only heightened today with, AI and with everything tracking you. Like, I say, hey, we should look into vacations and fill in the blank. And then all of a sudden I haven't done any searching, but like there's ads that pop up because there's microphones everywhere somehow. So it's like such an interesting thing to watch a movie that has the start of that way of thinking and like
Crimes of the Future.
Crimes of the
Sorry, I had to, since I was on IMDb, I had to
it's
look
funny
it up
because I was looking at you and I'm like, he's still looking for something. I wonder what he's looking for, but I'm still talking, so I really don't care. But Crimes of the Future, I would not have pulled that out.
Yeah,
anytime
nor
soon.
I yeah.
Anytime soon. So yeah, for me, I was watching it act as in like we're this, that whole theory that we're simulating, however you think of it, it's all mathematical. And wouldn't it be interesting if that were true? And maybe that's why math is the way it is, because there's only so many numbers. There's only so many letters that have
there's an infinite number of
digits.
It goes out to
numerals. Are they called numerals? There's only
like 0 through 9. There's
10
10 of them, right?
That's
just
it.
In the different combinations.
Different combinations, there's an infinite amount, but there's only so many. So like that's why there's code 1001. Like,
what was really weird to me? The title treatment to the film when it first opens, it shows pi goes 3.14 la di da di da line. It just starts scrolling up. As I was watching it, I noticed there was a second decimal point. I'm like, wait, what?
There was some weird spacing.
Like,
there was some weird spacing in there.
What the hell is happening with this number? Why are there multiple decimal points and hyphens in the middle of this number?
There was some weird stuff. So, and yeah, so he lobotomizes himself and then he's happy. Like he truly is at the end.
And he's more pleasant to be around.
He's more pleasant to be. And things seem to be kind of very more realistic. I am quite happy that they didn't go to color at the end, because I almost felt like that was going to start seeping in.
Yeah,
I was
I agree.
But he stayed true to form and he didn't bring in color, and I was like, that's good. That makes me happy. But it's just one of those things that, you fight the fact that ignorance is bliss, but sometimes like this is something I've told my kids. They are very, very big on who the favorite is. I don't think you and I ever had that sort of me or brother more. Like, I really don't remember that, but they are very big as like, I'm the favorite. No, I'm the favorite. And they ask me all the time who the favorite is. And I emphatically answer it's Olivia. But more than that, I have actively said to them, I need you to think about what you're asking and only ask questions that you are ready to actually hear the truth to. What would happen if you weren't the answer? What would like you're assuming that there is one. What would happen if you actually knew? Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. And that's kind of a interesting That's kind of what this movie. So, anyways, why didn't you like this 84-minute sit?
Um, I think one of the main reasons that I didn't connect with the film was because we never got to know anything about our protagonist beyond his obsession with uh cracking the universe's mathematical code um in a way that informs his character. Like I didn't know what he was doing before this. I what he's doing is he's trying to crack the stock market too. That's what
Truly
he's
is.
doing.
That's what he's
That's all
actively
he's doing.
pursuing.
Right.
Well, that's what
Um
he's pursuing at the beginning. He
mhm.
does then because that's why he does like the three hypotheses. Sorry. The first one was the stock market, and then I think the second one I don't remember, and I think the second one might have been the Torah, and then the third one was just like I need to figure out how to end this. I think.
Yeah. I think because the movie kind of starts in medias res, which I just never cared about the guy because
He's not a
he's not doing anything. What his goal is selfish, which is fine. We're self-motivated creatures, but he's also just kind of dismissive and rude to everyone around him, which makes him a bit unlikable. So I just wasn't really into anything, and we weren't. The movie didn't seem to be making any points that I didn't already know. It's like numerology's stupid. And like, yeah, I know. Okay. Um,
so. I want to counter just really quick
sure.
something that you said. To be fair, because I agree with you in that he seems like an arse. He seems like, why is that girl from next door bringing him samosas? Like, why would you even want to hit on that man?
Right.
Why would any of
I
this?
get why the little girl likes him because she's a little girl and children have no taste.
Correct.
So
Correct.
she just finds his ability to do math really fascinating. And, it's like some young kids like us will just occasionally in our childhood, we'd fixate on a single movie and watch it a bunch.
Sure.
She sees something really interested and just never gets sick. She's going through a phase where she's just endlessly amused by a human calculator. Now,
Yes.
his neighbor, no idea what she sees in the dude.
But I have a
Um,
theory. I
okay.
have a theory, you see. So everything is his point of view
Mm-hmm.
and it's all in his head.
Mm-hmm.
There are times, and I'm thinking that I'm not the only one here, that someone I don't like, whether it be a colleague, whether it be just another person, whether it be a child, and by don't like as a child, I mean like at a certain point they can get grating. Or if they ask you like the same question 42 times in a row, you kind but internally in my head, I'm like, oh God, this guy's coming. I'm gonna have to make nice. So if he's in his head and everything's from his point of view, he might outwardly to her be very nice or just at least, accommodating. But in his head, he's somewhere else entirely. And so she's grading. And so he's just like, we might not be seeing how the interaction is actually going.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how I was taking it is like,
It's
he's
also
so,
possible that the way they're acting towards him is not how they're acting towards him either.
that's true.
Like,
He could think that she's very sweet and she might be
hey,
not
loser.
actually.
Yeah. And like, is he actually hearing her through the walls or not? My guess is like probably not. Like,
He's just fantasizing but doesn't realize that he fantasizes because he's so fixated on
right,
something
right.
else. Yeah, it was such a weird sort of it's but I
Is
also
his
thought
apartment, is his apartment covered in ants? Is that computer actually, is the way they staged the prop of his computer just a chip suspended in a glass box near the wall? It's like no computer is like that. It's like it's so weird.
and like the
So
unfinished keyboard, I'm like, just put a cover on that
yeah, yeah.
thing.
Um, Here's another thing. I would posit that he doesn't crack any code at all. He just came out with some weird number and managed to get one stock pick.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he cracked anything. Also, the one lady and her henchmen they're following around from Wall Street, they crashed the damn stock market trying it with this code thing.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. It's like that whole broken clock is still right twice a day type of a thing.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
if you throw enough numbers, like if you buy enough scratchers tickets, you'll get one that gives you $500, but you might have spent 10,000 trying to get
Mm-hmm.
a scratchers ticket or something. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the whole point. Or not. Like there's so many. I also believe that this movie was trying to make a lot of points, and all of them are quite just grim, like just kind of like, oh, sort of, you know, don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. Don't try to seek reason in anything because there isn't reason in anything. Just try to find your bliss and don't learn math too much. Be nice to children and don't look at the sun. Listen to your parents. That's a
Just
big one. I should show this to my children and be like, see, listen to me next time.
I
And we
don't know.
won't
I
then
would
you won't be
posit
pudding.
I would posit some parents really don't need to be listened to, but
Hey, fair,
don't
fair, fair,
stare at
fair.
the sun. That's solid advice. I can get
It
behind
is.
that.
It is.
And especially
Solid
with
advice.
without protection, just with your bare eyeballs.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's not good for you.
But wow, I'm so excited because I really was just like, yes, I did it. I have vindicated. I am Vigo. And is it Vigo?
Invincible.
I'm invincible. It's
Well,
Vito. Is it Vigo or Vito? What is his name?
Ghostbusters 2,
Yes.
Vigo.
Vigo. I am
Is
Vigo. Is
Vigo.
Vigo.
You're all the
Yes.
buzzing of flies to him. Johnny, where the hell are you from? The Upper West Side?
So good.
Which is the same joke that they did in Short Circuit, where Steve Gutenberg asks, I forget what that actor's name is, but he's like, where the hell are you from? And he goes,
Oh God,
Pittsburgh.
what is that guy's name? He's in Hackers.
Um,
Fisher,
oh, yeah, Fisher
Fisher,
Stevens.
Steve.
Yeah, thank
I'll just
you.
keep saying Fisher for a while,
Fisher
see if
Stevens.
anything
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
from it.
Great comedic actor. Yeah.
He's good. I like him a lot. So, well, hey, I forgot to turn on my
Problematic role,
timer.
but mid 80s. Even Fisher Stevens has gone on records. Go, yeah, I wouldn't do that today.
Sure. Oh my gosh.
But still, solid comedic actor. A
Yes,
very
yes,
funny
yes,
guy.
yes. Yes. I will agree with you on that. So, well, until next time when I apparently apologize for this.
Just keep. We're gonna just do Mea Culpa month over and over until Kelly gets it right.
Until we can agree. Oh my god. Well, I
Well,
guess.
I enjoyed our conversation. I admired the filmmaking and craft, and I enjoyed our conversation.
Well, see, and
So
that's why we
there you
have this
go.
podcast, just so we can talk about the insights of movies that we gleaned that possibly were just missed by the other sibling. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is that before we started recording, we were talking about a completely different movie.
Completely different movie. And it was very funny because I haven't seen said movie, and brother was like, it's not good. And I'm like, I trust your opinion.
But now that she's heard my opinion on Pi, she's like, yeah, maybe I should watch this movie. And she doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Maybe. We shall see. It is, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably something that's gonna be on in the house at some point. I'll catch it and I'll let you know just
Yeah,
how
yeah.
how
For
bad
anyone,
I think
it's
it is.
Elemental, the new
Elemental,
Pixar
yes.
movie, if anyone's wondering.
So there you go. Watch it, don't watch it. But watch Pi or don't watch it. Either way, Mea Culpa month is over. So if
Yeah.
you watched it before, good job. And if this made you want to watch it, also good job. So we will continue, however, with movie mandates in February, which is Black History Month, of course. So to celebrate, Andrew, what is your mandated movie?
Hidden Figures.
Excited, it's about math.
Actually, you know what? I didn't actually think of that until you said it. I'm like, it is about math, isn't it?
It is Dorothy Bond, baby.
Yeah, have you seen it?
I have seen it.
Oh, cool.
I'm very
Okay.
excited to watch
it.
Again.
I didn't. It's one of those I didn't get to.
I already have an anecdote for when we record this next time because
all right, cool.
I'm very excited. So, if you would like to watch Hidden Figures with us, check out the description to see where it is currently streaming or if it is available to rent somewhere. And until then, you can watch Movie Mandates on YouTube or just listen to us in podcast form on iTunes. And, you know, if you enjoy the show and enjoy our banter and would like us to reach more people, a wider audience, engagement is key. So if you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, ring bells, comments. If you're listening on iTunes, rate and review, and much obliged. And hey, I am Kelly, and I am starting an Instagram, which I will be telling you about next month, to follow the adventures of my cat because I find her much more interesting than me. So you'll want to stay tuned next month when I tell you what that handle is. But until then, you can follow me on Twitter at @GetEisengard.
I actually have Instagram too because I'm using Threads for when Twitter inevitably falls apart.
It's kind of what I'm thinking too, yeah.
I mean, I don't really want to be there, but I don't pay for advertising. I don't buy any services, and I'm just in my own little corner away from all the garbage, and that's where all 12 of my followers are. So at Andrew Eisen on Twitter, but probably end up on Threads or something at some point, and I think it's andrew.eisen.1.
Oh, all right.
Because
to be confirmed.
Yeah, because that's what it is on Facebook, which is Instagram's, which is
Threads, why I'm changing. I have her name. I just need to get her email and stuff. Her being my cat Olivia. But yeah, I just figured I might as well post things that I'm interested in posting, and I take so many pictures of her every day. I might as well share them with the masses. So after you're done following us, we do hope that you enjoyed this episode, and we will be back soon with another mandated movie. So bye, everyone.
Bye.